Emma, thank you. It's a complicated one.
And it's one that goes all the way back into the 1940s. A lot of animated cartoons in the 40s had very racist depictions of blacks, Asian folks, especially Japanese. And they've pulled those cartoons from distribution. I remember seeing them as a kid, but can't find them anymore. So the continuation, I think, can we go a little too far? Maybe, but I think it's better to err on the side of correctness than less.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't remember that as a saying. I'm pretty sure it's something more like err on the side of caution. Whatever. What do I know, though? I'm just a drow over here talking to you guys. Hey there, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about cancel culture. But I don't really like that phrase, so your buddy, the Recon, is going to talk to you about the fact that we're taking away anybody of color in any product because apparently showing anybody of any race other than white is racist. You tell me how that works. So obviously the first thing I want to focus on, if you guys haven't heard yet, is what this article calls the reckoning with Dr. Seuss's racist imagery, and then they say it has been years in the making. His racist imagery, I think they show an Asian guy in this book. And I think I saw it on Mulberry Street. Probably one of his most popular books, and definitely the one that allowed him to take off into such big culture wave and become the most well-known child author of all time, changing every single one of our lives. Likely for the better. Okay, let's start reading this. I've read it a couple times, but let's read it together. Maybe not all of it. It's pretty long and useless to read it all, but it's by Steven Sinha, by NBC News. I try to pick a pretty big name for this one. The business that preserves Dr. Seuss's legacy announced Tuesday that 6 of the celebrated author's books for children will stop being published because of racist imagery. The move has both sparked backlash from conservatives who call it another example of cancel culture, and reignited debate over promoting classic but problematic books. We'll come back to that word when I'm done with these. The announcement came on Read Across America Day. What a great day to announce that we're going to not let people read these certain books. An initiative to promote childhood reading, which falls on the birthday of Theodore Seuss Geisel, known as Dr. Seuss. And you know why he falls on his birthday? Because he's one of the main reasons kids used to like to read. He had that big of an influence on everybody. Now we're coming after him with the guillotine. Dr. Seuss's enterprises admitted that the books, published in the 1930s to the late 1970s, portray people in the ways that are hurtful and wrong. The decision may have promoted a renewed focus on the classic works, but conversations about racism and prejudice in the author's books are hardly new. Alright, we're going to keep going, but first, reignited debate over promoting classic but problematic books. That's this right here. This is a debate that's been going on since pretty much forever. I mean, right, you had book burnings. I believe Mao did them. Hitler certainly did them. If I'm even allowed to say their names, I'm not sure. Stalin definitely did them. Pretty sure Mussolini did them. This isn't quite a book burning, but they are erasing them from a bunch of different digital platforms, and they're not selling them anymore. Now, they're not forcing you to burn your books. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can buy this book right here, and I think I saw it on Mulberry Street for like $1,500 on eBay. I mean, if you got one, if you got a few, maybe you can pay off your college debts that I'm sure you have. Anyway, these problematic books. Like The Great Gatsby. I'm pretty sure that's been banned from some schools. You got... you know what, I'm going to look this up. I'll probably cut this part out, so hopefully it doesn't jump too much. Okay, we're going to go back to the united debate over promoting classic but problematic books. Okay, because by problematic books, they mean books like, here, we'll go over it here. An article by Newsweek. To Kill a Mockingbird, other books banned from California schools over racism concerns. Okay, let's look at some of these books. To Kill a Mockingbird, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Of Mice and Men, The K, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, and if you look further, some other schools ban like Great Gatsby. Some schools ban things like, God, the one about the bratty kid who never really did anything that bad, but everybody says he hit rock bottom. Catcher in the Rye. Okay. So places ban that. Pretty much anything 20 years or more ago, gone. We can't be learning about history or the way people lived. Because they might offend somebody. Somebody might read a word they don't like. Some places are banning Little House on the Prairie. That's another one. Okay, so this has been a long time coming, but now we're going after these children books. And to think I saw it on Mulberry Street because it showed an Asian person, I think, eating with chopsticks. And, if I were in the zoo, I believe later on they say there was an African guy with no shirt, no shoes, and a skirt. Those people exist. There are still tribes in Africa. And nobody reads that and goes, oh, okay, got it. So all black people don't wear shoes or shirts, and they all wear grass skirts. Either that, or it's just a fun way to show somebody taming an animal. Because you look at those people and you kind of see them as majestic. It's kind of the way we look at Native Americans in America. We kind of see them as being wiser and knowing things that we in our materialistic cultures can't know. But of course we can't involve other cultures. In fact, we can't even involve other races. Because that'd be racist and stereotyping people. Even though it's not really. It's just portraying one person in one way. That's why I'm pretty sure Apu got canceled. Right? You guys remember that? Or Aunt Jemima got canceled. Here's an article. Aunt Jemima drops the racial stereotype and rebrands as Pearl Milling Company. Why? Because they showed a black person. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. You show a black person, it's all over. Look, we're a white country. Yeah, let's read, but I kind of want to see what this professor has to say. On Aunt Jemima, we don't talk enough about how colonialism, white supremacy, and anti-blackness socialize us to experience racism as delicious, fun, and enjoyable. You grow up eating racist pancakes, celebrating racist holidays, cheering racist mascots, and rooting for racist heroes. You see that, guys? You eat syrup with a black person on the front of it. That makes you a racist. In fact, you're so much of a racist that you've internalized it, and you don't even realize how much of a white supremacist you are for eating those damn pancakes. Give me a break. Okay? Why are they coming after children's kids? Because that's where they want to start. They want to start with our kids. That's how indoctrination always... That's why the Hitler Youth was such a success. Okay? That's why pretty much every revolutionary starts with the kids. Because they're more impressionable. And if you can teach it from a young age, then you can really indoctrinate on them. Let's keep reading this article for a bit. In Dr. Seuss's books, we have a kind of sensibility which is oriented towards centering the white child and decentering everyone else, said Ebony Thomas, a professor of children's and youth adult literature at the University of Pennsylvania. She is the author of The Dark Fantastic, Race and the Imagination from Harry Potter to the Hunger Games. Yeah. We're decentering everyone other than white kids, and this is why we shouldn't have anybody but white kids. Fucking like, that's racist right there, that statement. Okay? Now they go on to say only 2% of his characters are non-white. And look, if you want a book with non-white people, you go ahead and buy those, but I don't think that because it just mainly shows white people, we need to take it off the market. What if we had a book that only showed black people? And we went, ooh, yeah, that's, I'm going to use their word, problematic. It's problem. These are such pretentious words, by the way. Like, if I ever hear anybody using these in real arguments, I go, you don't have an argument. Define problematic. What's problematic about it? It's more so just annoying. You're just being annoying. So, same when they go, you're the problem. You're part of the problem. Anyway, Dr. Seuss was shaped by a completely immersive white supremacist culture, Thomas said. Even during that time, our ancestors and elders were protesting racist works and producing alternative stories for our children. How do we decide what endures and what doesn't endure? It's our responsibility to decide what kind of books to put in front of our kids. Good! You decide that! If you don't want to teach your kids Dr. Seuss, then don't teach your kids Dr. Seuss, but you don't have to take it away from everybody else. We have, and I talk about this quite a bit, we have a irresponsible or a culture lacking of personal responsibility to the point where when something goes wrong, we go, well, we don't want to deal with this ourselves, so we're going to ask our authority to take care of this quote-unquote problem for us and make everybody else join us. It's disgusting. And it leads to tyranny, because we have to give up all of our freedoms in order to allow our authorities to make these kind of decisions for us. I remember when I was a kid, everybody was mad at conservatives because they didn't want cussing on TV or, softcore porn on TV. And they'd go, ugh. Or homosexuality on TV, and they would complain whenever it popped on. Everybody went, oh, they're trying to cancel these people. They can't do, why do they even care? Just don't watch it. But now the left is doing it. They're going, oh my God. Is that an Asian kid in that book? Well, that can't be allowed. Take it away from everybody. Now I'm over here going, weren't you just complaining about somebody taking away your freedoms? Taking away your rights? Trying to cancel your shows? But because you're doing it, it's okay. Okay, let's keep going for a bit. The debate is a complicated one because it must tackle the fortitude of classic books while reckoning with the place of such stories in a world of diverse readers. I don't know why I read that like that. It's not that important. We have diverse readers, therefore everybody in books must be diverse. Except when we have diversity in books, then it's racism, so we got to get rid of the diversity. I'm surprised they didn't just rewrite the book to make the Asian kid white. Maybe it wouldn't go with the story. I don't know. And to think I saw it on Mulberry Street, a white man is shown using a whip on a man of color. Okay, I guess I got that one wrong. And if that's true, guys, can you send that to me? Because that might be a major one. Okay, actually. All right, guys. We can keep going here for a bit, but I kind of want to step back and watch this for a little.
For the better part of a century, Dr. Seuss's books have inspired millions with lyrical rhymes and fantastical characters.
Technically, I'm a cat in a hat.
But recently, the works of Theodor Seuss Geisel have come under fire for what some say are his racist and harmful depictions of certain groups. For example, the book And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street, a character described as Chinese, has 2 lines for eyes and carries chopsticks and a bowl of rice. And in If I Ran the Zoo, 2 characters portraying people from Africa are shown shirtless, shoeless, and wearing grass skirts. Dr. Seuss Enterprises announced Tuesday it would cease publication and licensing.
They get a few black people to talk. But then we're going to cut to this.
It's a complicated one.
And it's one that goes all the way back in the 1940s. A lot of animated cartoons in the 40s had very racist depictions of blacks, Asian folks, especially Japanese. And they've pulled those cartoons from distribution. I remember seeing them as a kid, but you can't find them anymore. So this is a continuation. I think, can we go a little too far? Maybe, but I think it's better to err on the side of correctness than less.
I think, canceling decades-old book.
It's better to err on the side of correct. I can't get over that. I know this is the second time I showed that part, but it's better to err on the side of correctness than less. It's such a pretentious thing to fucking say. Okay, you can say it's better to err on the side of caution. I believe that's the way the phrase goes. But to say it's better to err on the side of correctness than less? You know why we have the phrase, better to err on the side of caution? Because we don't know what's correct all the time. But we're such an arrogant culture that we're so hard-headed. We think our values are always the correct ones. And even if they are the correct ones, we must destroy everything that steers from them even a little bit. It's going to create a disgusting culture, and it already is. If you guys aren't feeling it, just seeing it on the news, you can see the fire, all around this forest, burning in, and you're trapped in the center. So even though it might not be affecting you right now, you can just see the smoke from it coming closer and closer. Eventually, it's going to get to you. So we got to put out the fire first. Let's keep watching this.
Over symbolism is one thing, and perpetuating racist stereotypes, that's one thing. I think it's another thing to address systemic, structural racism in this country. And I hope folks don't conflate the two.
Wait.
This week we've been taking you to the
I hope folks don't conflate the two. Right, who could confuse those two? I hope folks don't confuse I want to take this thing out because I don't like it with I want to take this thing out because I don't like it. Anyway, guys, that's really all I have for today. Remember, this may not completely affect your life right now, but it might eventually, and this is a pretty scary thing that's happening. So let's try to grab this bull by the horns before it's too late. I'm the Reasonable Conservative. Thank you for watching my video. Like and subscribe. Send a comment down below on where you think this is going, if you think it's a big deal, or if you don't. Go ahead and check out my Patreon. Maybe help support me a little bit. Check out my Instagram. And you guys have a great day.